Hey, Danny Ray with Pinnacle Quote Life Insurance Specialist. Just want to come to you today. It's September 30th. It's a Saturday, 20% of the work week. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base with you in reference to a question that I get quite often. When you shop for life insurance, you obviously want the best of the best and everything else. So I do get a lot of questions of what's the best life insurance carrier out there. Now, that's a hard question to answer because they all specialize in certain things. So really, the right answer would be it depends. Now, I've been doing this 25 years as far as financial and also the insurance part of the financial business. And in my opinion, I have the top 10 that I like. Okay, that are best for the clients, depending on what issues you have as far as impairments and health issues. Okay, the top 10. I do have relationships with about over 50 of them, all AA plus rated carriers, but there's primarily it narrows down to about 10 to a dozen that really are the ones my pick of the litter, so to say, and choosing the right life insurance company is probably the most important financial decision you're going to make in your life because of the fact it's protecting your family. God forbid if you did die. Again, going back to my other videos, you die, your employer doesn't keep on writing checks. Okay, it's get buried with you, so to say. So it's a very important decision. Therefore, it's extremely important to understand that you got to do your solid research to find life insurance carriers. Okay, the right one for you. Now, here at Pinnacle Quote, that's what we do. Okay, we go ahead and we isolate the one carrier based on the information you give us. We will isolate the one carrier that hands down will give you the best rate. So you can have the best of both worlds, the best carrier and the best, the best rate. Okay, all insurance companies out there, they all claim to have the best rate. They're all going to look at you differently. Um, one carrier is going to tell you it's the best rate, with another carrier could be a better rate. Okay, so what we do here at Pinnacle Quote is we go ahead and make sure we ask you important life and health and lifestyle questions that help us determine that. Okay, because again, they all look at you differently. Okay, and basically, me doing this 25 years, I have the top 10 that I like. Okay, that as far as I'm concerned, they have the best underwriting, quick, customer service is good, pay death claims fast. But here at Pinnacle Quote, when we really isolate a company that we prefer to do business with because they work for us, we don't work for them. Okay, and again, I work for you, the consumer. Okay, I look at actually three major things when I look at a carrier. Okay, that comes across my radar. Number one, got to be AA plus. A minus B, I don't even deal with them. Okay, AA plus has got to be the standard rating for them. Okay, as far as with AM Best, AM Best to me is like a 5-star restaurant. Okay, anybody else is just somebody with a drive-through window. Okay, so that's as far as I'm concerned. All right, they have to have a perfect record on writing death claims. Okay, and they pretty much gotta be around a while. That's the most important things to me. Over $100 billion in business, as far as I'm concerned. Most of the carriers that I deal with have a half a trillion, okay, upwards to $1 trillion. Okay, but the top 10, my top 10, which might be different from others, but these are the top 10 that I prefer, and it has nothing to do with commissions or what we make or I make. It has to do with the experience of doing relationships with them. And I've written thousands of policies with these carriers I'm about to mention. Okay, so and I have personal relationships with some of the underwriters. So my number one go-to carrier is a Protective Life. They're my favorite. They're great for guaranteed UL products. Term products is the best price in the industry. If you're healthy, you're really not going to find a better product out there in the price. They've been around 110 years. They have a fantastic product, Custom Choice UL, that is just a phenomenal product. It basically puts you in a position to have a lot of choices down the line. And then AIG is also a great company, one of my best, that I prefer to use. They're pretty much big ticket. They're very good with diabetes, things of that nature. SBLI, Savings Bank Life Insurance Company from Massachusetts. I primarily use them for non-meds up to $500,000. It's quick. I've had SBLI policies go in force in literally 3.5 days from application. That's very rare, but usually non-med for them is usually 10, 15 days. Then you got Principal Life, okay, which is also a fantastic company. Okay, a great weight loss as far as weight. Anybody that's pretty heavy on a weight chart. Assurity Life, great company as well. Got a non-med up to 350,000. Lincoln Financial, again, simplified issue. They can do non-meds as well up to a certain amount, but their underwriting is fantastic. Fidelity Life, okay. John Hancock, Banner Life is one of my best too. Great with smokers. Okay, so that's probably the top 10 that I really choose to do business with. Majority, and they pretty much are the best at any ailment impairment out there. Then also for certain circumstances, I go outside those parameters if need be. Other words and mentions is, Jackson National, Prudential, just to name a few. Again, I went over the factors, what I consider would really hits my radar as far as offering a proper carry to my clients. I just went over that. And go into certain categories now. Now again, here at Pinnacle Quote, we specialize in high risk policies. Okay, high risk impairments, people with health issues. All right. Doesn't matter what kind of health issue you have, we can get you a policy. Okay, that's just the bottom line. It all comes down to price. All right. So I mean, as far as right now, I'm gonna go into a couple of categories to give you the go-to carriers that I would go with. Okay. And again, obviously it's a lot more difficult when you have high-risk people, okay, to find the right insurance plan. But again, we specialize that here at Pinnacle Quote. So for seniors, okay, if seniors looking for life insurance, it's people over the age of 60 to, between 60 and 80. I always recommend Mutual of Omaha. Okay, also Forrester's got a fantastic non-med up to 150 grand up to 80 years old. Okay, again, just mentioned before, and again, so some of this stuff I'm going to reiterate. When you're overweight, my go-to carrier is Principal. They have a fantastic build chart and weight chart. And again, my go-to for non-exams is going to be American National. They'll give you a non-exam up to $1 million. And you can possibly get that too with a table 2 or above. So that's substandard classes. Fantastic company, underwriting's fast. Okay. Cancer survivors, okay, Prudential's the best one in town. However, there's 2 or 3 of them that are right there and nipping at their heels. I prefer, other carriers as well, AIG, Banner Life for cancer as well. Tobacco users, Banner Life, if you're tobacco users, they have the most competitive prices, okay. Diabetics, American General and Banner Life are probably by far the best ones and it comes down to A1C when it comes to diabetics. It really does. I mean, if your A1C is 7 and below, I mean, once you're a diabetic, your premium class is a standard plus. That's your preferred plus. All right. So because once you have any kind of diabetes, even if it's extremely well managed, your best rate you're going to get rating class wise is standard plus. In this day and age, anyway, it might change down the line, but it's standard plus. All right. If your A1C is above 7, now you're talking into the table ratings. Anything above a 10, you're declined. You're just not getting insurance. Then we just go to a guaranteed issue policy. All right. Now, again, when I look at life insurance carriers, I always look at the strength of the company. That's very important. Each state has a fund called the Insurance Guarantee Fund, okay, which assures that the state would pay for pretty much any life insurance in the event of if the company becomes insolvent or bankrupt or whatever the case may be, if they're unable to pay your death claim. Okay, now again, reiterating what I said in the beginning of this video, is the most important rating company out there in my eyes is AM Best. Then you got other ones like Moody's and S&P and stuff like that, but as far as I'm concerned, AM Best is by far the best. Okay, and that's really what I base everything off of, is them. Okay, and so just to give you an idea, when you're shopping around, again, certain carriers, they specialize in certain insurance products like term life, whole life, universal life, index universal life, variable universal life, and I'll just touch on them briefly. And of course, no exam policies. A term life policy, is basically a policy that you purchase that basically has a designated time. Okay, so basically, if you die in this allotted time, the death claim gets paid. Okay, all right. Once that expires, you get either 3 things happen: either we convert it before expiration, or we go ahead and re-ante up, doing a 1-year renewable, or we just go ahead and replace that policy with a different one. Okay. As far as whole life is concerned, that's policies for your entire life. It is by far the most expensive policy out there, or the most highly priced, because it's your whole life. Okay, I'm not a very big believer in whole life because unless of course you're in your senior years, 65 or older, and you just need enough to do a burial policy, or if you're young in life and you need some sort of way to defer savings cash down the line. All right, I'm not a big believer otherwise because number one, you pay into the plan, and the whole hook is cash value. Cash value is great and all, but they got banks for that for savings accounts. See, every the amount of money you can save writing a term policy with the price differential, you could take that money, throw it in a savings bank, and make more money. Because really, after a while, after 2 years of paying into a whole life policy, most of them anyway, all right, you're going to have 30, 40% of your money goes to cash value. And if you ever borrow from it, they charge you interest on your own money, and you're losing about almost 3.5% in inflation a year. So I'm not a very big believer, unless, of course, it's strictly for burial. Okay, in loose ends. Okay, universal life. Take your pick. I mean, it's a great product. I always say if term had a baby with whole life, it'd be universal life. Okay, they have guaranteed universal life, index universal life, variable universal life, which the three, the criteria of three of them. The variable universal life insurance gives you the highest potential of money growth. Okay, but the least amount of flexibility, which I always like flexibility. Index universal life insurance gives you the best potential investment options. Okay. And finally, guaranteed universal life, which is my favorite, is the least expensive premiums for you, but also it has the least amount of terms of upside in investments. Now, usually GULs have earned enough money to offset the inflation. But when you think about investment, I mean, life insurance carriers out there, in my opinion, and I've been doing this a long time. Um, when you go into some sort of a investment based life insurance policy, the ones that really make out is the agent and the carrier, as far as I'm concerned. All right, the individual, depending on your investment criteria and what your goals are. Okay, but if somebody's out there just thinking, all right, let me get a policy that I can earn some money with, and strictly for something for my whole life, I wouldn't put them in a variable or an index based because they got a stock market for investing. All right. What you got to understand is when these carriers take your premium in these particular products, and any insurance product that is, if your premium's $100 a month, they're going to take that $100 and they're going to leverage it out 100 to 1 by U.S. Treasury bills, derivatives, something along the line where they're going to make 5 times the money that you give them every single year, and they give you crumbs. So what I tell people is why bother doing that? That's another thing with the 30-year or the return of premiums. Big premiums, good for the agent, but is it good for you? My experience, 25 years of being in the investment and also financial and insurance business. I mean, I wouldn't want to buy it, and I don't have a return of premium. I've been doing this 25 years. I have multi-million-dollar policies. Okay, so if I'm the agent and I'm good at what I do, I would buy the best products, and I don't have a UL, okay, and I don't have a whole life. Now, GULs are really good, okay, because again, it's the most cost-effective way to go. And of course, no exam life insurance policies is without having to do a physical exam. These plans are quicker. Some cases cost more money, but if you're young and healthy, the price is within a couple of bucks. It's fantastic, okay? And I can also get non-medicals for diabetic too. So with that said, that's pretty much my when I look at carriers, and in my opinion are the best 10 carriers that I do business with. Okay, again, these are all A plus rated carriers with AM Best, which is the most important. More the majority of these companies have a quarter to a half $1 trillion of insurance force. Huge, by no means small. But again, perfect death claims. They've never not written a death claim, which is very important. So again, if you have any questions on this topic, feel free to give me a call at 855-380-3300, extension 2. You can also email me at dray@pinnaclequote.com or visit the web, okay, at pinnaclequote.com. You can also request an appointment on there. There's a chat box at the bottom of the window on the home page, or every page that matter, that you can actually ask me a question on the fly. Even if I'm not in the office, I can answer it on my iPhone. So, but again, just reiterate, it's very important to have a top-rated carrier out there. The old saying, you get what you pay for. Okay, so with that said, again, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. All right, make it a great day.